That and nor can Mansur. That's why he quoted ChatGPT. Now,
I just said, I quoted, no, you've been disingenuous.
No,
I said,
I've got it on camera.
ChatGPT is because the friend I was discussing earlier, who was Orthodox Eastern Christian, he brought ChatGPT, so that was evidence for him. That's why I said, open up again. Since he didn't, I used ChatGPT. But I am agreeing with you. I am agreeing with you. ChatGPT is not. Are you not listening? ChatGPT is not the source. So forget ChatGPT. What is the source?
Same as you, Mansur. I can't recite off the top of my head. I did not get ChatGPT out like you did, and I know you're going to say it's because.
What could be the source?
Orthodox, but what's the
What
difference?
could be the source?
Huh?
What could be the source to check?
Okay, I've got a question for you. If you're going to home in on this, okay?
It's important because your claim rests on that. Your claim that Christianity is true because you made an argument Christianity is doubling every how many years? You made an argument. Wait. But let me make my point. No, let me make my point. You made an argument. Listen, you made an argument based on the spread of Christianity, and you had no evidence to back this up.
On his channel, he's going to look like he's demolishing me because I can't get a word in. So yeah, it's okay. Listen to me. Right, the reason why I got involved in your conversation, which I apologise was still rude of me, but I didn't shout. I was trying to be polite. Is because I said, what about the historian Conspicuous in 110 AD who wrote down 90% of quoted 90% of the New Testament in 110 AD, and I said that in response to you saying that at the British Library, the Sinaiticus, whatever it is, in 350 AD. So that's what, and then we somehow got onto this other subject.
Explain a bit more about this 110 and what are you referring
this
to?
This historian, which obviously you know about because you know so much about.
Who is the historian?
Conspicuous.
Conspicuous. What did Conspicuous say?
He quoted 90% of the New Testament.
And where can we find this particular writing with 90% of the NT in it?
Well, like I said earlier, I'm not a human computer where I can just pull up lots of information.
Do you want to search the information and give me to me? Okay. So in 110 AD, 90% of the NT was quoted by this Conspicuous.
Yeah. Or I could just turn around and say, well, if you want to disprove it.
No. You made a claim. Yeah. The onus is on you to substantiate it, not me to disprove it.
Okay. Now, while I'm looking for this, I want to ask.
No, look for it. I have time. Don't worry about it. Look, don't ask the camera because you're speaking to me, not the camera.
Okay, of Mecca in 632 AD, and I'm not saying this is a criticism for Muslims, okay? I love you, you're my brothers, I genuinely love you.
Speak to me.
Okay, Mansur.
And go back to your sources, find...
I want to know, because I'm a seeker of truth.
Look. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay. So let's deal with that. You made a claim.
Okay.
Because we want to know, from 110, do we have any writings in 110 AD of the Christian writing that has 90% of the NT text surviving today?
Of the church fathers, and many of the church fathers
Did you hear
the New Testament.
Let me ask you the question again. Do we have a historical record anywhere in the world today from 110 AD in which that writing has 90% of the New Testament text?
I'm not going to look up now.
Sorry?
I'm under pressure. I'm not used to this like you. I didn't come down here for debate. But
you're debating.
I'm on the way to Australia. I'm not debating.
I'm on the way to the hereafter. So, you know, yours is a shorter destination, mine is a longer destination. So what we are saying is this.
But I will say, right, Christianity...
90% of the text. No, I don't hear you.
No, you can't
waffling. Evidence.
Christianity, you have theology and you have experience. Now, like I said earlier, Christianity doubled every 10 years for the first 200 years. We didn't have a Bible until 350 AD. And prior to that, it doubled every... Because of the Holy Spirit that is in the book of Acts, right, and I've witnessed the Holy Spirit really powerfully. I was involved in the New Age beforehand, and I was meditating on mantras at Mount Everest and stuff like that. And
the next thing you're going to say, that you were so bad and God saved you.
Perfect thing you will ever see. Having a proper relationship with God. I respect Muslims. I respect your...
Are you preaching or what?
And I really respect...
Are you preaching?
How much...
Are you preaching?
Sorry?
Are you preaching?
Well,
not with me, please. Right? So here.
Okay.
You made a claim, 90% of the New Testament text was there in the writings of someone called Conspicuous, a historian. Now, we know historically that the earliest surviving documents of the New Testament, there is nothing in the first century. So that means for the first 100 years, there is nothing. So in 10 years' time, you're saying the 90% text of the New Testament is available. Now, this is news to me, and I'm sure this is news to the scholars of the New Testament who have dedicated their life to study the New Testament manuscripts. Now,
I'm studying
let me make my point. The earliest documentary evidence, surviving of the New Testament writings, first 200 years, you had only fragments.
Yeah, because the Holy Spirit was moving.
No,
and it doubled every 10 years.
It's not. You're agreeing.
Christians getting burned at the stake.
P52.
They got blamed for the fire of Rome.
You're preaching. You're preaching.
And that's why. Mark,
you're preaching.
No, but you're talking to everyone. You're shouting.
But I'm speaking to you.
You don't give me a chance to speak.
P52. P52.
You're butting into me.
P52. Papyrus P52. How much of the text does it contain?
Sorry?
P52.
P52, I admit, I've never heard of that. What is that?
Good. Exactly.
Because it doesn't exist.
Right. Now, okay.
Well, yeah.
So,
okay, what about this? Have you heard of Tree 39? You're not a proper Muslim.
My friend. What's your name?
It's obviously not a valid source.
What's your name?
Eddie.
Eddie, I'm Mansur.
And despite that fact, I do respect you.
I respect you too. That's why I'm having a discussion.
Thank you.
Within the first 200 years of Christianity, are there any documents of the New Testament that is up to 90% complete? Anywhere in the world? Any libraries? Any museums?
Okay, can I answer for 1 minute?
Yeah.
Okay, for a start, like I said, Christianity doubled every 10 years because of the Holy Spirit. The Bible is not our God. The Bible leads us to God. Now hear me out, okay? The Bible, we have never claimed the Bible to be word for word from God, and that's blatantly obvious because, for example, when Jesus came out of the tomb, in two different accounts of the Gospels, you see he meets two different people. So we never claimed it. Like, we know that there are contradictions, we know that there are word changes, but the fundamental principles of Christianity, the basic theology, is still the same, okay? So, no, I totally agree with you, I do, but that doesn't disprove God. And I will say another point, that your earliest manuscript of the Quran
I have to stop you there.
is further away.
No, I have to stop. I have to stop you there, Eddie.
Jesus.
Eddie.
So which is
Eddie.
the most valuable source?
Eddie, I have to stop you there.
Stay on the topic. Forgive me.
Eddie, the question I asked you was, which you answered. What was my question that you were answering?
I don't know, sorry.
That's precisely the problem. Now, Eddie, to have a dialogue,
I'm not experienced. I'm not an expert.
to have a dialogue means you try attentively to listen.
Come on,
so I'm going to give you an opportunity again to ask the same question again too.
I know what you're doing though, man. So you're a professional debater and you're honing in on one thing that I don't know about because I told you I'm not a computer. And then you're trying to.
Okay. How about discussing?
I don't know anything about.
How about?
What about dialogue? You're like.
Look, because it was my turn to speak after you said something. You were. One second. You were answering a question and.
This is professional debate.
Excuse me.
I'm an amateur.
Are you sure you went to theology school or drama school? Was it drama school or theology school?
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Eddie, I asked you a question. Within the first 200 years of Christianity, do you have any documentary evidence of the 90% of the New Testament text extant anywhere in the world, in museums and libraries? Instead of answering this question,
everybody go home tonight and Google it.
Google is the source.
Conspicuous, okay? Because I'm not going to do it now because I'm not used to this. People all around me. And what am I going to do? Look at my phone and stand there like a lemon for 5 minutes.
You do it now. You do it now.
You do it. Go meet my cousin.
So go and meet your cousin then. Why are you wasting your time? Go and meet your cousin.
I respect your point, and all I'm saying
is
because
you are preaching. You're preaching. So let me ask. Okay.
And whilst you're there,
let me ask you a question, Eddie.
Exist in 632.
Eddie.
Because all the other historical places around the world, like Corinth, like even it's in Peru, there is mountains of evidence. Nothing. I'm not saying it's not true. What I'm saying is research.
Instead of preaching, Do we have any evidence of Prophet Moses in the historical record apart from the Bible?
That's a good question. Let me explain this.
I don't want you to explain it.
Okay.
Do we have any evidence?
Is he asking me a question, or you didn't want me to explain it? You asked me a question.
Go ahead.
When was Moses written in the Bible?
I have asked my question. I'm not going to answer.
I thought you were an expert. 2000 BC, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. When was the Arab or the Muslim version of Moses? When was that written? When was that written? Was it written in the Quran or one of the Hadiths? What was it? 700 AD, 800 AD, 900 AD?
You're confusing me. I asked you a simple question.
Yeah, you did.
And what are you doing?
And what I'm saying is that we wrote it in the Bible, right? Or in the Old Testament, and it was written 2000 BC, right?
1400 BC.
But what you're forgetting, Mansur, and you know this, right? We've got like 27 different pieces of evidence of the New Testament, right? Over 20,000, right? Now, please just hit me with this one point. That is before Islam. Islam, nothing about Mecca.
Bro, you're not answering the question.
Yeah, I am answering the question. I am.
Physical evidence.
You know what I'm going to say, though. That's why you're talking over me. Okay, well, hear me out.
So just say it.
So what I'm trying to say is 2000.
Cut to the chase.
Like, hear me out. I'm trying to. If you're willing to. 2000 BC, right?
Let's see what he's got to answer.
2000 BC.
Yeah,
like that's a long time ago. We don't have evidence of hardly anything.
Oh, so that's your proof.
No, wait,
No evidence.
Right, no,
Can I
I thought you had something substantial.
Can I
But in 0 AD or 33 AD, we've got loads of stuff. That conspicuous like Islam, 500 years later.
You need to. I think it's best. I think it's best you meet your cousin.
Okay, thank you, Mansur.
You know why?
I
Because I don't want. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I don't want people who are going to comment and really say some nasty things about you. I don't want to give them that opportunity.
Okay, I'm sorry if I.
Do you know why?
I don't mean to.
Because Eddie.
Yeah.
Because when people realize that you're not making much sense here,
okay, fair enough.
I don't want them to say like this is a crazy individual coming here. So I want to stop that. I want to stop that. No. I want to stop doing that.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is next time, when people ask you what's your name, don't say I am going to meet my cousin. That's not your name. Okay?
But anyway, God bless you.
Take care.
Thank you very much. And you know,
By the way,
I don't mean any.
Ask him how old was Pharaoh, and we have evidence for him, but not Moses. Why?
How old was?
Pharaoh, he came even before.
In
In the time of Moses, we got all the evidence, but not for the Old Testament.
Anyway, God bless you all.
We have-
I love you all.
So-
By the way, ask the people to give a refund on your unit.
Yeah. For the audience who are listening, we have. See you later. The audience who are watching, we have evidence predating the Bible, the Old and the New Testament.
I need to ask you.
For example, the Gilgamesh epic, the Enuma Elish epic, and the Atrahasis epic. They predate the Bible for more than 1,000 years minimum. So don't just buy in like we don't have any evidence. We have evidence from the secular record of many things, like about the flood, predating the Bible by thousands of years minimum. So the question about this kind of, where's the evidence of Mecca and this and that, okay? These again is coming from a conspiracy theorist, someone called DG. I don't want to give you his full name because he's just like a nut case, a fruit case. So this is what the people are. People are moved by conspiracy theorists. He might as well believe that the moon is made out of cheese, and I can't help it if he does believe in that. That's how people with conspiracy theories believe in. The moon is made out of cheese, and every time he looks at it, he's salivating. Look at that big chunk of cheese out there. That's the problem with conspiracy theories. Islam is so well documented in the historical memory and the written memory of people that you can't question it. So Islam is growing fast, but we don't say that's the evidence of Islam being true. Islam is true because of its evidence within the teaching itself, because the evidence is with the messenger and his prophethood and what he has brought, the revelation called the Quran. If you're interested, watch our videos on DawahWise, and then you will see the evidence that we've laid down. If you're interested, come to Speaker's Corner, have a cordial discussion with us, not like the comedians that come here and interrupt. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.